Holy light shines down upon not quite God Kratos.
Kratos does not need ladders. Kratos does not need dramatic camera pans.
Why does this place have blades on the ceiling?
Ted, the developers disagree.
No, the Kratos kills the developers. Remember? You guys told me that.
What?
Wasn't there like a phone call that you can make if you beat the first game where the guy, where one of the developers thanks you for beating the game, and then Kratos kills that guy?
Yeah. And Kratos kills that guy.
Yeah.
But that's only one guy.
Yeah, just
The
one
Santa
guy.
Monica Studios is still pretty much there.
Yeah, but wouldn't that set an example that I wouldn't want to follow? Like,
No, look. See, the guy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
okay. Yeah, but
These
Kratos
saw
can be at any
blades-
place at any time if he can time travel.
These saw blades look really, really vicious. But you know, that's not good for the kids, so we should replace them with pink energy blades and say that they'll send you to the Shadow Realm. For context, since I doubt a lot of our listeners...
Was that Arcana?
Huh?
Was that Arcana?
Yeah, although even his name was changed in the dub.
For Yu-Gi-Oh?
His
what was
actual
it?
name was Pandora.
Was actually Lucifer.
It was Pandora, but that's a mythological reference. So we need to change it to that thing that's connected to tarot cards, because that's totally not a cult at all. But yeah, his name was Pandora, and in the original story, the saw blades that were sliding toward their legs were actual saw blades, and if they lost, they would have their legs cut off. It's a purely, narrative thing, though, because, Yugi does save Pandora from getting his legs cut off, and he winds up instead having his mind wiped out by Merrick remotely.
So, I remember that episode actually. I saw it where they like keep on getting eaten up by the Shadow Realm or something like that.
No, you're thinking of the battle on the blimp.
Yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah,
That's later ahead.
and that's actually
Same season.
And that's actually just them working the Shadow Realm dub element into a Shadow game where, yeah, their bodies were just kind of being eaten up as they played. And, like they didn't die because of it. They just sort of.
There is no such thing as die in 4Kids.
Well, no, like even in the dub, they didn't die during that element. Just having their bodies, eaten away, was something that was eventually reversed.
Yeah, and that's not going to cause any trauma in the slightest.
Well, it wasn't even a battle between regular people. It was the spirit that had taken over Merrick's body versus the spirit that had taken over Bakura's body. Bakura didn't even remember it happening.
It was so inconsequential.
Mm.
Honestly, Picaro probably was evil even without the spirit, though. Let's be real here. He's creepy.
Well, Bakura is okay as a character. He's kind of like not all that important. Like his regular
he's pretty generic.
His regular human self is not all that important.
Or interesting.
Well, he's more interesting in the manga because he's introduced through his tabletop role-playing game hobby. But and
Dungeon Dice Monsters?
No, that's Duke Devlin.
No. He's actually playing a tabletop role-playing game with tabletop miniatures. That's the first game that Bakura is introduced in, but it doesn't come up in the anime that we got, because the anime that we got skips over the whole Shadow game phase.
If it's not a card game, it's not interesting.
They just sort of shoehorn Bakura into the Duelist Kingdom story without any real proper setup. So,
this fight with your ally goes for longer than it probably should.
A lot of the important stuff from the pre-Duelist Kingdom storylines were just sort of shoehorned into the beginning Like, oh, how am I gonna... Like, Bakura was just randomly introduced in the middle of Duelist Kingdom in the anime, and the whole Seto Kaiba storyline was condensed into a single half-hour episode because they didn't want to do the whole Death Tower thing. Because that would involve doing a whole bunch of crazy games leading into the Duel Monsters game, and that would have taken a while.
I like sacrifice enemies to appease the sisters.
Appease them, I killed them.
You just killed one of the sisters.
And I killed the other one in the first game.
Wait, you just straight up murder the... Don't we want their help to go back in time?
No, the Gorgon sisters.
Oh, the Gorgon sisters. Okay, I thought you were talking about the Fate system.
Medusa and Urali.
Yeah, okay. There we go. That makes more sense to me.
Gotta check the room for treasure.
My family's
I'm in
dead,
no rush.
but, you know, like...
I'm in no rush.
The only rush I feel is the rush of vengeance.
Vengeance! I'm not Batman, though.
Well, you know, dead is dead. They're not getting any more dead. Or any
Unless
less
it's in Flashpoint. Unless it's,
Calm down there, Yzma.
unless it's Flashpoint. This seems like a needlessly complicated room.
So do they have a story about the guy who made this place and how, like, he went crazy too or something? Or does this just exist?
This exists as a trial to anybody who wants to change their fate from the sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very much like Pandora's Temple in the first game, where every once in a while you'll see like the corpse of someone who just couldn't make it.
It's amazing that they got this far in the first place.
Yeah, I know, especially with that buzzsaw shit in the ceiling. Like, how are you climbing that without the Blades of Chaos?
It's like these ceilings were built for me.
It's like these ceilings are built for me. Is that a bounce pad over there?
Is this
Kind of. Yeah,
is this
it's a
what this
ring
game
puzzle.
considers puzzle solving? Like
Yeah.
pulling a lever? Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, we're pulling two levers. So complex.
Well, technically, what this game considers puzzle solving is that thing with the body and the water in that boring
Yeah.
room before. Needless to say, God of War is not very good at puzzles, but at least they're puzzles. Unlike that other series that I could mention. What was it called? Devil May... Resident Evil, that's the one.
Well, Devil May Cry doesn't have good puzzle solving sections either, though. To be fair,
Doesn't have puzzle sections.
it has
Devil May-
Resident
But,
Evil puzzle sections
okay,
where you find a key.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Devil May Biohazard.
Devil May Biohazard. DMC Resident Evil.
Is that what you call it when a demon farts?
To at least be a bit fair, Devil May Cry started out as a prototype of RE4, so...
Yeah. But if you
Which
want to
you look
hear
back
more
and it's
about
like-
that, we have a Devil May Cry commentary on our channel. Maybe you should look it up.
We have two of them, actually.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. We only.
Yeah, we did the first and the remake.
For a second, I thought we did Devil May Cry 2, but no, that would require
No, we
Lewis.
didn't.
That would require Lewis
me
playing.
to motivate myself
Lewis
to
is
play.
not. You know we didn't do it because Lewis is currently not crying.
Yeah, that would require me to motivate myself to play the most boring game I've ever played.
Wow, that's something then.
Don't do it, Lewis. Don't play a game you think is bad. Then people will complain about you bitching for 3 months.
No, I don't think anyone would complain about me bitching about Devil May Cry 2.
Yay! Be surprised. Every game has its fans.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know several people who claim to like Devil May Cry 2, but seriously, it's up there with Sonic 06 in terms of people hating it.
spend the whole game bitching about it, and people are like, hey, why is he playing it? They're going to bitch about it because he doesn't fucking like the game.
Excuse me.
Very simple.
Have you seen
It's very
YouTube?
simple.
Most of the appeal
Yeah.
of gaming videos on YouTube is people bitching about games they don't like.
We need to hate more shit so we can get cupcakes.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where people who focus on positive reviews are somewhat of a novelty right now.
Yeah.
Tell you what we need to do is get 100% Pikmin 2. I'm pretty sure Nintendo will gift you with Pikmin 4 to make up your mind.
Pikmin 4?
Get on your good side.
Yeah, Miyamoto just comes into the commentary. You will not get Pikmin 4 until you 100% Pikmin 2, Ted. Would you do it?
Yes, I would do it. Not just for me,
Well,
but for
well,
everyone
okay,
else.
Well, okay then.
Wait,
Get on it, Nintendo. Send Miyamoto over here.
especially if I got it for free, too. I'd definitely do it.
$60 full price.
You jerks.
Fuck you, Miyamoto. That wasn't part of the deal.
I have altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further.
Bam, 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 bam. Oh, my ringtone, excuse me.
This deal's getting worse all the time.
On the subject of Darth Vader, has anyone seen that old classic YouTube series, Chad Vader?
Yes,
Yep.
I love Chad Vader. I haven't watched it in years, though.
It was good.
Why do you bring it up? Just
It
because,
was-
just
It was
Just-
good shit. It was
Yes, it
really
was.
good shit.
You see, I'm actually... Speaking of stuff that, like, old internet stuff, I was so happy that yesterday a Homestar Runner came out for, like, the first time in, like, 2 years.
But it did?
Yeah, Homestar Runner
Yeah.
got a new... It's there. They explain why Senor Card Gauge does not have his own character video.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
What a random thing to do all of a sudden.
Yeah, so the explanation is that he does have one, but it was sent in some weird sort of
Okay.
format, and they needed to find a beige enough device in order to get it to work.
Oh, what?
A beige enough a device.
Okay.
I love have you ever watched anything from HomestarRunner.com?
No.
It's fantastic. A lot of surrealist humor. Honestly, a lot of running jokes as well. You'd kind of need to. The best way I think to watch the series is to look up because it's the website. Unfortunately, is not designed in such a way for you to watch the episodes in the order that they were all released, because they're all organized into different categories as opposed to by time. So, like, there will be strong bad emails that reference a bigger tune that came out at a certain point, and it's not easy to sort through them. So I recommend looking up the list which shows off everything that was released in order, and then skip like about the first 2 years, and then start from there and go forward, and then you'll have a great time. Yeah. But that was my shit in middle school, man. I did nothing but watch Homestar Runner and thus quote Homestar Runner with my friends.
The grapple swinging, the swinging in circles around grapple points, really doesn't look natural.
It's not.
Like, it's like you grapple, you hook onto something, and Kratos is jet propelled in circles around him by unseen forces.
They'll come over here for some goodies, which unfortunately means I have to go all the way back and raise the thing again.
I was about to ask if you had to do that.
Actually, no, I don't. Apparently.
Oh, okay. That's fortunate.
Sorry, my memories are fuzzled because I recorded this a couple of months ago.
Fuzzled.
Kerfuffle. And we get an upgrade for the blades again. Yay!
Do the blades have more upgrades than the other weapons?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think they all max out at level 5. Except for, like, the sub-weapons and all that sort of shit. Like God of War 1.
So, I know that this game has more weapons than the original, but you guys don't use them because the blades are too good?
It's preference.
Yeah.
You know, I personally like to switch up between the Blades of Chaos and the Hammer.
In the hammer? Okay.
Yeah. Because the Hammer, especially for... Actually, it's like this, because the Hammer has a bit of shockwave and a radius to its attacks. You can get rid of these little puppies pretty easily.
Yeah. It's mostly just a timed event.
Oh, so this is our elevator.
This is our elevator section.
Elevator section. Okay. Every beat 'em up needs one.
Is this gonna crush you?
No, well, no, you can just push it back down.
What?
Yep, just push it back down. You have to just hold on until the door opens enough for you to get through.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my question. Do you object to calling these kinds of games beat-em-ups? Because I know that some people...
No, because that's basically what it is.
Yeah, but I know that some people would, no, they're action games, they're character fighters or something, and I'm like, it's all same.
Yeah, you beat people up.
Yeah, you beat people up. Like, I mean, I do understand that, like, the phrase beat 'em up does kind of imply, like, you know, something akin to Streets of Rage or Turtles or something like that, but this is basically just a more modern form of that same genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's why I'm not losing sleep over it when I call it this or that.
No, John, it has to be called the right thing. Otherwise, you imply that it might not be, like...
The correct thing.
I only really get irate about that kind of genre misnaming when it's something silly like calling an MOBA a brawler. Yes, I'm
Like, to
thinking
me,
of a specific game when I say that.
To me, what's the difference between hack and slash and character action?
Well, character action is broader. Character action actually encompasses pretty much every genre that involves character action, including third-person shooters and platformers.
Yes, like how nearly every video game is technically a role-playing game.
Character action is less a genre and more of a category, and the defining element is its focus on playing a third-person character driven action story. So I wouldn't necessarily call something like Dark Souls a character action game because it's not presenting a character to you, but you might have a really well-developed first-person shooter protagonist, and it probably still wouldn't be considered character action either. The game has to, like, very regularly present to you this character.
Yeah, but you slash people, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you shoot them. Sometimes you jump on their heads.
You play the role of Kratos, so God of War is an RPG.
It's an RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lava minotaurs are the most annoying enemies in the game because while they don't move from their spot, they basically almost never stop just doing their area effect attacks, which means you can't attack close enough to get to actually do anything to them most of the time.
And there's no way to tell how much health they have left either.
What's that glowing red bar on the bottom right?
That
doesn't stop you from getting hit.
But it kills them faster. That's the point.
It kills them faster, but they can still stun
Why do you
you.
like wasting time?
He can still stun you and knock you out of your
wasting
attacks.
time. You take so long.
Oh, I'm John.
Okay,
I whine about Ryan being slow. I'm Ryan. I don't want to use the things to make me go faster.
We had 3 parts ago started with 10 seconds of dead air.
You can't.
We're just halfway done.
Ladies and gentlemen.
John, okay, you record every game from now on for the channel.
Everyone join us next time for part 11 of 3 nerds and 1 cool guy talk over God of War 2 sometimes.
Work smarter, not harder.
Oh, but
Nobody cares.
But the super mode does make Kratos work harder.
Also, doing weaker attacks but getting more hits, and also means I get more orbs for my combos.
Doesn't matter. You'll have more than enough throughout the game.